Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Today's Ranting with Wine by Let Your Light Shine comes to you sponsored by Dive Bar Wine Pour. And look at this glass. You know why? Because I need a big glass like this because of what we're going to cover. Alrighty, well, let's first start out with a...
Take 7. Sorry.
Yeah, first because the toilet's running. I'm like, okay, we don't need toilet sounds in the background. We got our 2 cats here. They seem rather comfortable. Oh, shut up. Maybe. I'm just kidding. I wrote a list here on the reasons why we left Southern California, more specifically Orange County. I wouldn't say every town we lived in was awful. I would say the last town we lived in was awful. That was just my own, I don't know.
Experience.
I mean, I think I lived in the whole situation more than you did because you worked a lot and you worked in Whittier. And it wasn't like that in Whittier.
No, I wouldn't say it was like that in
Yeah.
Whittier.
I'm talking about the town of Yorba Linda, by the way. Located in Orange County. Beautiful town. Very hilly. Lots of horse property.
Although Whittier's like that.
Whittier's like that too?
They have a lot big. We have a nice. They have a segment of that town that's pretty wealthy.
The thing that matches both Whittier and Yorba Linda is that Richard Nixon was part of both towns. So there's the libraries there. You can see his little house that his dad built and all that. And where he was buried.
Sorry, we're off track.
Off of all that. Lots of things to history there. It's great. That's where it stops, is all I'm going to say. So, let's start out with the easy ones. Earthquakes and fires. Oh my. Oh my. Now, we did have an earthquake out here when we moved here in July.
I wouldn't say we're completely safe from
We're not.
But it sure doesn't seem like it's as often.
Not as often and not as crazy. Like, it wasn't as jerky out here. It was kind of like a smooth little, like we were on a boat on a wave. I'm like, what the heck's going on? Is this whoa, this is an earthquake. Whoa, okay, that's how we roll. So in California, it's more jerky and scary. Remember that time we saw, is it John Panay? Yeah, in Brea? That was scary. That earthquake scared the crap out of him. He went down off the stage. Everything was shaking above us. It was pretty scary. And then he went back on stage to finish his set. And then a couple weeks later, he died. It was weird. And he even said he was going to die in his hotel room as a joke. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of not funny. And then he did. That was weird. Okay, so earthquakes and fires. You know, I'm just assuming because we had that drought, everyone stopped watering everything. And then we were getting these fires, which were crazy. And there was one time we even had to evacuate because you could see it. Like, it was like a mile and a half away. We didn't, technically, the cops didn't come to my area to evacuate me, but it was close enough to scare the you-know-what out of me to get out of there. But luckily, our condo was safe. But then that wasn't the first time. There was more fires that happened nearby, and you could see them across the freeway. So, scary. Out here, everything's dead. So guess what? No forest fires. No fires. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a fire once in a while, but there's nothing. There's like rocks and dirt. What the heck's going to be on fire around here?
Yeah, I wouldn't think it'd be the fire danger is nearly extreme.
Crowds. Oh my God.
We both hate crowds. I think you really hate crowds. I don't want to
I'm
put
not
up
a big
with it.
fan.
It's something I really want.
Like that. We were talking about the tacos El Gordo. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not really into a crowd thing. I mean, yeah, was I close to the beach? Yeah, a half hour away, 45 minutes. I mean, technically. We didn't go very often because it was so crowded, the traffic sucked, and the parking sucked. So, such a turnoff to even go. So, I mean, yeah, I was close to all that stuff. Disneyland, not that far away. I could see the fireworks from our front porch. I could hear them every night. That's the one thing I was so used to hearing is the Disneyland fireworks because everywhere I lived was in Orange County. So, we were close enough. I was close enough to hear those fireworks every night. Or every night they were on, which pretty much was every night. So, but guess what? Disneyland was crowded. It was always crowded. It wasn't always like that, but it just seemed like when they did their monthly payment plans, I don't know what happened, but they just got some crowded going on, and it was not fun to be there anymore. I'm sorry, I ain't waiting no 2 hours to go on no Haunted Mansion. I used to be able to just walk right on that ride, not do no fast pass. I'm like, what? Who does the fast pass? No,
Who does that
for Small World. Who does what voice?
You.
Oh my, I do apparently. Not waiting in line for no Small World. The heck?
All right.
Of course you don't do lines.
No crowds.
I'm not no
fire.
VIP, so guess what? I had to wait in lines. I ain't no special.
Okay. So you're gonna do a more serious subject and then go back and forth? Or you gonna?
I don't
save
know.
all the...
By the way, Steve's in here. I have a special guest today, by the way, Steve-O, to buffer me because I will go down that negative rabbit hole. And he's like, oh, no, keep it, yeah, you know. So I'm trying to keep it kind of basic and not too detailed.
Yeah, I say if you have something that's not, you know, try going to something serious or
right now, seriouser, and then go back to light again.
It's contagious, people. It's contagious.
Oh, sure it is. We're gonna take a quick break. Be right back. And we're back. I would like to insert a commercial like, hey, we'll be right back after these commercials. But then I have to make a commercial. And you guys don't really want that, do you? No. Don't comment below like, yes, you do. Because you know you don't want to see me do a cheesy commercial. Maybe you do. But then it might be me eating like my dandelion weeds again. Because I just picked some more for dinner. And everyone's not having it.
I'm going to try
It's good for you.
I know. It's a liver detox.
Yes. Hello, Ranting with Wine by LetYrLiteShine. Girlfriend needs some dandelion weed. Dandelion weeds, leaves. Okay, let's talk about a more serious note. Now, I try to keep this, normally our personal lives to ourselves, because we just do. As our vlogs are normally about venturing out, exploring stuff, and then just little rants once in a while. But I don't want to offend anybody. I'm not very political savvy, so I don't go that direction either, thank goodness. So, but the one serious one that really frosted us, that's normally a Steve-O term, frosted. Just the kids there. My oldest kid is more of an extrovert, I guess you would say. My youngest kid is more, keeps to herself, and when they were little, you know, take them to the playgrounds. And my oldest kid would go up to people and say, hi, would you like to be my friend? Would you like to play with me? Or remember her just saying hi to people. Yeah. And people just ignore. Like, wow, did we not say hi to us? Like, she's a kid. You can't say hi to her? Like, what's going on here?
She's a cute kid, too.
Yeah, I was like, wow, like everywhere we'd go. I'm like, I started venturing to just the regional parks after a while because no one would be there. Because when my kid would go and try playing with these kids, it was always, unfortunately, I didn't have a group of moms I was hanging out with, so I was by myself. And there's, you know, I'd go in there with already an established group of kids already there. And for some reason, they just found it great to go pick on my kid. You know, easy target. And that started from that age, and then it carried on through elementary school. You know, it was pretty bad. I mean, my kid is on the spectrum, very high functioning. So she has, you know, some kind of, you know, somewhat of a social anxiety going on. I do too. And she does get upset very easily if you push her buttons, which who wouldn't, right? Well, these kids knew that, and they would purposely set her up so she would be the one in trouble all the time. And then the moms would always treat me like I was this bad parent because my kid's so awful. When it's like, no, your kid taunted my kid, yet you think your kid's perfect like everyone else does in this town. And so there's nothing I could do. I mean, I was me over them. So I started just kind of meeting my kid, picking him up in the back at the school after a while. Finally met a friend. Once in a while, there's some good people out there. So I don't mean everybody in that town, but it just seemed like a lot of them. It seemed
like there was this clique.
The PTA. Oh my God. So drove me nuts. I can't stand the way people talk out there. It's just, if you ever hear me talk like this, oh my God, hi. That stuff was normal. I'm like, can't we just be normal talking human beings here? Do we have to be that fake and phony? Really? And just so you know, we were born in California. We did not choose California. It unfortunately chose us, but we realized we do not fit into this state. I would not purposely choose to live in California. Other people do. Good for you. If it's your thing, you do you. not my thing. I mean, I was born there, raised there. And then, of course, with my own anxiety, I didn't know if I could just literally pick up and move. But after so many bad things happening to us and so many people being just such jerks, it was like, you know what? I am so done. And that's why we ended up just quitting our jobs and getting the heck out of there. It was like a good time to go. And so we did. So in case you're wondering, you saw that one vlog of ours, like, you know, we quit our jobs and just took off. Who does that? That would be us. We do that. So that it was out of a, we are done. Boom. But yeah, our poor kid was bullied so badly that we ended up having to homeschool him. Junior high was better because the principal or the vice principal was really good at knowing that there was two sides to both stories, and he understood everything, but it was too late. The damage was done. And so my kid was at the point where, you know, those kids were telling him, go kill yourself. You know, I don't know if you noticed, but my older kid is now, we call him Jack now instead of Lauren. So if you've noticed that we've switched the roles, we're not sure what we're going through right now, but that town was not exactly friendly with the situation that we were going through. So they still fight that with the gender bathrooms. I know, because I heard about it with one of the open houses. Some parent freaked out that there was going to be a girl going into a boy bathroom or whatever, vice versa. And so they really just have nothing better to have problems about. Nobody cares out here, I noticed, because the schools don't care out here. So I don't know. It was like we were treated like freaks out there just because you're different, and you weren't that different, really, to be honest with you. So that stuff really, it was like, I'm done. We don't need to be here anymore. I have to homeschool my kid because these kids are telling her to go kill herself because she identifies now as a male. And so she's a he. And so that's why I keep switching the genders, by the way, because we're going by past to future right now. And so anyway, that stuff, not cool. Everyone out here, if I even mention, oh yeah, the kid's transgender, nobody cares. Nobody blinks an eye. No one's like, oh, stay away, that kid is different. Out there, I just mentioned to friends I've known from Girl Scouts since kindergarten. You haven't stopped me yet. I'm like on a soapbox here. Since kindergarten, okay? So 6th grade now. My kid's like, you're like totally into like, this is good stuff. And I told him like my kids, you know, getting depressed or hurting themselves, you know, we're getting help, blah, blah, blah. After that, guess what? No more invites to the parties. Stay away from my kid. I mean, it was almost like you're going to catch it like it was contagious. I mean, that's not what you do when kids are going through this, by the way. Heads up, people. You know, be a friend to those people. You don't sit there and act like we don't exist. It's like, talk about social distancing. I'm already used to that. That's how they were out there. It's like, oh, gee, this is how we're being treated? Oh, yeah, that's how it was out there. They were already setting up for the social distancing. So I'm like, I'm a pro.
Into a better group of friends.
Yeah, so I'm going to break for this one, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, I had to regroup and cool off a little bit. I have to know to stop because this video could be forever, by the way.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so another one.
Basically, I'm useless so far.
Well, actually, I'm just surprised. I'm not going cray-cray, and you're like, oh, you need to slow that down. Let your light shine. That's how you talk. All robotic. Anyway, okay, so we're going to bring it back up to another lighter rant, I guess you would say. Traffic and people driving like apples. Now, I say apples because I hear that on KFI a lot. Gary and Shannon, by the way. I wish I was part of that radio station because I am promoting them like it ain't nobody's business. But she always says road apples, apples, instead of the A word, the cuss words. I don't want to be cussing on my video. So anyway, oh my God. Okay, first off, traffic sucks. You have to know when you're going to get on the dang freeways because it's always traffic time. It's always traffic time. It is always traffic time. It sucks. It sucks.
That's when you stop.
Did I tell you there's a lot of traffic out there? But then on top of that, oh my gosh, how many times did I get cut off? Now, I don't drive a fancy car. I just drive a simple little car. And so I didn't know if that had anything to do with it, but every day I take my kids to school. Every day I'm driving the speed limit 10 and 2. I'm just a dumb old donkey. I mean, seriously, that's from Brian Regan, by the way, in case you're wondering. It was this joke. This is an exact example he had. He was saying, it was like this, there was a car and a trailer, and it said show horses. And he goes, oh, those are show horses. I better put 10 and 2, and drive normal, because those are show horses over there. And then he drives by another car and trailer, which would be me, and be like, oh, that's just dumb old donkeys. I'm just going to beep and hit them and honk at them, and that's kind of how it was. I'm like, okay, so I'm literally getting cut off every morning, and they're going into the same driveway to drop their kid off at the same school as me, but they had to be in front of me, God forbid, just to be 2 seconds earlier. I mean, everyone seemed to be in a rush. I normally like to leave early, and I never like to drop them off in the parking lot. Like, I'd always try to find ways to like drop them off in the neighborhood. They drove me nuts. People are just such road apples.
I think you're going to hear from people. This is just my own thoughts.
Yes.
A lot of people are going to tell you that people are terrible out here too. And you may not have that.
I've had a honk or two if I was like in the right lane and I took a little too long to make a right or something. But for the most part, I have not been cut off.
I would definitely say there's more of a difference between here
and even picking their kids up at the schools here. It's cluster city here too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that high school is like, oh my God, they scatter out like this one lady said, like cockroaches. And it was like, oh my God, like people aren't like watching the road. They're just crossing the streets. But I'm not getting that rudeness going on. I think everyone's in the same boat, just get our kid and get out. Or, a lot of the high school, I guess some of the kids are driving their own cars. So same thing. I mean, no one's being like, I got to get in front of you and never let you in. No, you got to wait for it. It's not like that.
I'm glad you're having that experience here.
Are you having the same?
I mean, that's how I'm except for the sheer volume of cars, I don't think it's that much different, personally.
Well, because of the sheer volume of cars, I think we're in line, and it sucks for that reason. But I'm not getting the rudeness of people honking at you or cussing at you. And I see other people cussing at other people too, back in California. And once in a while, there'd be a cop waiting and pulling them over, and I'm like, yes, because right by that middle school was an elementary school on the other side of the street. I'm like, hello, you guys. And it's different, the speed zone. It's like 25 miles an hour in California. It's 15 in Nevada. So it's definitely a lot slower here. But people were still driving 40, 50 miles an hour. I'm like, hello, like, good Lord, people, slow it down. Just kidding. All right. What do we want to talk about now? We're down to 2 last things. These 2 kind of connect together. So let's go with the lighter thing and then go with the finale, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so this one is about the affordability. Of course, everyone, duh, Now, we did buy our condo at a good time. We bought it in 2002. Steve had a condo already in Fullerton. So he sold it. You almost owned that thing.
Yeah, it was almost paid for.
Yeah. And we were thinking about renting it and stuff, but you got to have money to make money. And well, we didn't have that kind of money to rent and buy, So, oh my, we couldn't buy. So we sold that one. And then that was a good $80,000 down to the condo in Yorba Linda. Now, why did we choose Yorba Linda? I don't know, because I didn't know much about that town. You said something to the realtor.
Well, the realtor said, hey, how about Yorba Linda? And I said, we can't afford Yorba Linda. She goes, you'd be surprised. You might be able to afford it.
Probably.
And I said, well, they're supposed to have good schools. And that was the rumor. And they're fairly high-rated schools. I mean, doesn't just because our experience was horrible. But yes, I mean, anyway, that was the main reason we ended up there, was because I was told the schools were great, and I knew you were with child.
I was with child. Yes.
So that was the whole reason we sold that condo to begin with. I never would have sold it.
You would have still been living in that one little bedroom in Fullerton. Yeah. Oh yeah, right next to Craig Park, which is a good park, by the way. So I didn't know much about Yorba Linda myself. I knew my friend's aunt lived out there. She had horse property. She was kind of down to earth. Her uncle and aunt, actually. But I didn't know much about it. But for me, word to the wise, don't go moving into a town that you can't afford and then trying to be the poor person of the town. I mean, it's not fun to be looked down upon. I'm never going to change. I'm never going to sit there and act like I'm somebody I'm not. So this is the thing about Orange County. You either conform to the way they act or you have to get the GTFO. Because I am not going to, can't beat them, might as well join them attitude. I was about to join that. I picked up my kids in my housekeeping outfit. If you didn't like it, oh well. But I didn't say anything. I didn't have that mentality. It wasn't Vegas Chrissy yet. Now Vegas Chrissy is, oh, hell no. You don't even talk, like, oh, don't even get me started now. If I was out there now, as I am today, you know, girl, I'd be talking back. I would be saying some stuff. I just kept it in like a dork because I was by myself, picking up the kids in my little housekeeping outfit because that's what I came straight from cleaning a house to pick them up. And I was treated like, they treated me like the help. People didn't talk to me because I was dressed the way I was. And I had a kid that was always agitated at their kids because their kids were picking on my kids. So I had the horrible kid. Now my younger kid was fine. She did fine because she was a quiet kid and she just molded into the system here. But I don't know. No can do on that situation. I don't conform to that stuff. I've seen people literally, and I used to joke, there's something in the water. And I know you guys all thought I was crazy. You and your mom are like, I don't know, she crazy, you know. But it's like, no, there's something in the water. Every time someone buys a house in that town, they change it to a Stepford wife, and I'm not kidding. And if my one friend watches this, I don't mean you, okay? Because she gets all offended when I say that. But a lot of them do, okay? Let's just say 90% of them do, all right? And then there's that 10% that are still the same. But I don't know what it is. It's just they turn into this, oh my God, hi, how are you person. I'm like, they were not like that before. What just happened? Now they talk, and now they're part of the PTA too. I'm like, oh my God, of course you are. Like, it's so bizarre. What is going on in that town? I don't even want to know anymore because I don't live there. I don't care. I never want to go back there ever again. The history was great, and I did a little walk around the town. In fact, I also did, when they're rebuilding the Main Street thing, I was, vlogging the whole process of it. I didn't finish as I left. It still wasn't almost done, and I thought, should I put that together and publish it? I mean, I keep talking about how much I hate this town, and yet I'm like, hey, here's the town of Yorba Linda, and this is how it's changed. I don't know, but I have all this footage of how they're building that Main Street area and how it was to what it looks like almost like a year ago, so I can always grab footage from pictures and stuff. But yeah, no, not gonna do it. Who does that, by the way? Not gonna do it. Oh, maybe it's Dana Carvey. Yeah, I think that's him. Yeah. So we could never, I forgot where I was starting with that. I'm like, where did we go with that rant? See how I go? This is why I don't do live feeds, because I can go down a rabbit hole and you'd be like, we were just talking about hamburgers and you are now talking about your cats. Like, where'd that go? So anyway, we lived in this little condo in Yorba Linda, and I don't know why. I mean, it's a nice little condo, had a great little view of Anaheim Hills, view of the fireworks at Disneyland, awesome view of the Peralta Park, I think it was called, fireworks for 4th of July. We had a couple awesome neighbors, just two that I actually knew. One was very like, hello, and always coming out and saying hi, and he was always knowing all the business. But for the most part, that's about all we knew. Like, everyone else came and went. There was a lot of people who only lived, like, because a lot of people rented their condos out, so we got a lot of people who rented, so they would come and go. So you'd only know them for a year and they were gone. So you really couldn't make friends with people out there, but nobody really wanted to make friends with you either. Like, the only time I would see them is if they're getting their mail and I'm getting my mail, and I just happen to see them and they just happen to lock eyes with me, and it was like, oopsie, what do we do now? This is awkward. And so we say, oh, hi. And that was it. There wasn't like, hi, how are you? How's the family? Like, no one really cared. They were just all about mostly pulling their car into the driveway or into their garage, closing the door and going in their house. And that's that. So we lived there since 2002, moved last year, 2019. So that's 17 years, and we knew two people. Well, we made friends with one down the street, but that was ew. So that's the problem you were saying about the people and the people we met and people we were becoming friends with. You got to pick and choose. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just saying. So I'm going to take another break. Another wine sippage break. I'm not about that mukbang or whatever you call it, where you're like watching people eat and drink on the camera. it's not attractive to be watching me do that stuff. So we'll do a little rant with wine by Let Your Light Shine after these fine-filled messages of nothingness. We'll be right back. All right, guys. So this was kind of a long video, I think, because at least I'm looking at our bits that we have so far. I'm like, ooh, 10 minutes on that one. 10 minutes plus this plus. Oh my. I'm all about the George Takei today. So this is the last one I wanted to hold off. This is one I've been like not wanting to talk about, didn't want to talk about. I even wrote in my story to a narcissist channel for him to critique it, I guess. And he definitely said, yeah, you need to go no contact. And I even had, because I was told to seek therapy because I was crazy. And my therapist said, yeah, you had to have gone no contact. What are we talking about? Family, yeah, that's right. My family, not Steve's family. I was raised in a very narcissistic family. So I was the youngest of 5. So it is hard when you are being raised by people like that who pretty much hate you. Let's just put it that way. And it really messes with your, I don't know, personality perhaps. So when I did see the therapist out here as one of my family, I'm not going to say in detail who said what, but one had, with everyone attached on the email, said that I need to seek therapy and I need help. So I'm like, all right, I'll get the help that you're desiring for me to so-called get. And the therapist, of course, she's only hearing my side, but it doesn't take much to know that I've tried going no contact a bunch of times with these people, always going back because it's me against them, and they would gaslight me to be the, now I'm talking all in narcissistic terms. I don't know if anyone knows much about that. Have you ever been raised in that kind of environment? If you have, I clearly recommend you go onto these narcissistic channels because they help. I listen to them daily, okay? Because it is the hardest thing to go non-contact. I mean, literally just get the hell out of there and just don't talk to these people again. But when you're raised by that, apparently my therapist had said I have borderline personality disorder. So, which makes me histrionic. That's a new word I never heard of before till I listened to this one guy. He's my favorite narcissist channel. So if you guys ever want to know who I'm talking about, just comment down below and I can send you a little message on his channel. Histrionic is people who are like overly dramatic about everything. And so yes, I used to get, and I still do, and I'm working on it. I would get really puffed up real easy. My anxiety just kicks in. And the thing is not cool is that some of my family members knew that. And so just like my kid at school, the kids would provoke her to then you're the crazy one because you're going, blah, I'm out of here, blah. And then guess what? My kid would get in trouble. Guess what? I'm the crazy one. So it's ridiculous, but that's what they would do. They would just sit there and poke the bear. And then they would sit there and set me up. And there's a lot of sabotage. And there was a lot of people who didn't like me before I even met them. And I'm like, because we all shared friends. And it was just a really bad, what was it he said? The narcissist channel said family incestuous. Like, you're all hanging out with each other. Why are you doing that? Huh?
Not literally.
No. It's more like you guys are way too close. Why are you guys hanging out, sharing friends? You know, that's too much. Why are you guys doing that, first off? So with that said, like, one person had to be liked better than me, so why not ruin everything for me by hanging out with, you know, the same group of people, and now I'm this awful person, the people don't even like me. I respond my histrionic way, so now I am exactly all the things that she said about me. Or I would be set up to do her dirty work in certain things, and a lot of people don't like me out there. So, and there's nothing I can do about it, because if I try to apologize, I'm the crazy one, everyone loves this one, it doesn't really matter. So, living in that kind of family environment your whole life was, now that I step away and I'm away from it, I'm like, wow, I wish I knew about narcissism a long time ago, and I would have, the first time, cut my ties, never came back ever. It seems like your body automatically has this guard up and protects yourself. And even when I was little, they'd make fun of me because I hoarded my friends. I made sure they were all my friends, not anyone else's, and they would make fun of me, my family. And I'm like, well, gee, I wonder why. I mean, I was left out on everything. So my little self was like, okay, well then I got to have my own little set of friends. And then I started saving money like crazy. Like, I'm a crazy cheap. I'm eating weeds in the front yard, people. So I wonder why. So yeah, I build these nest eggs, for safety, because I don't have that. I didn't come from a safety, net. I don't have those roots to work with. I got to be like the first of the family tree now. And I'm working with cluelessness. Hello. So it's kind of scary. And Steve-O over here, like most people are like, wow, how could you not talk to your family? That's crazy, right? And then you meet them and you're like, oh yeah, no, I don't blame you. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I think coming here and getting away from all that was the best thing we ever did.
Yeah, I think. Here's another one. Being insignificant all the time. I'm not saying I'm like, ooh, look at me, I'm awesome and popular out here, but I'm saying we have significance out here. I mean, people just want to be friends with you just to be friends with you. It's not because you have something they can benefit from. Now, I'm talking outside of my family. I'm talking about a lot of people in Orange County from what I've experienced. It's like, you have something I want. Oh, let's be friends. And then if you don't, oh, then we have no reason to be talking now, do we? No. So that kind of stuff, it really started to bother me. I also, because I came from that kind of environment, I would attract myself to other types of people that were very similar, that whole narcissistic thing going on, and I get suckered into it. Not all my friends are like that. I met some great ones through geocaching, my vlogging. Outside of that, the Asperger support group, or the Girl Scouts, the church. So I'm not saying everybody. I did meet some good people, but I also would attract myself to a lot of narcissistic people. That's probably why I'm very negative about Orange County, is because I also probably tended to attract like a magnet to those people that I'm talking about. These people that were like, they just were in it just to benefit or to mess with you, and they enjoyed it. And it just seemed like, no, like now that I'm out here and I'm looking out, like, oh my gosh, like thank God we just got away from it all. Now I'm like, I know right away, red flags pop up, don't even bother to invest, you know what I mean? So it's just a lot different now. It's been very therapeutic living out here. It's been a lot better living out here. I don't get that mentality out here. And if I do, maybe there's some areas that are like that. I don't notice that in this little area of Henderson. I've seen some people comment that Henderson is a very nice town. Like, people are nice out here. So maybe there's some areas, that are a little more fancy schmancy and people have got that rich mentality. I don't know. I really don't. I don't want to know. And if I see it, I'm out. So I'm not going to bother. I'm getting old. So you're supposed to go, no, you're not. What?
Was
you're
I
a
supposed to speak
youngin'.
up right there?
Yeah, hello, wingman. No. So again, taking that into account, there you go. I know I'm doing most of the talking. Steve was just the wingman. So there you go on that. By the way, I want to also do a vlog where you guys ask Steve-O questions. So that'll be coming up soon, hopefully, if you guys have... maybe I'll do a vlog to ask you guys. Ready? What do you think, Steve-O?
Oh, sure.
Maybe it'll be better than mine.
If I don't have an answer, I will just say, I don't know, instead of going, like I did last time.
That's a good one. Yeah, because I'm not going to let you know the questions until I'm right there on the camera there. So you want that anyway. You don't want to know.
I don't, maybe it's...
You don't want it to be scripted.
I don't like
being aware of it.
I don't like that. That whole... The few times we wrote a script didn't turn.
It was, awesome.
That's horrible. Okay.
All right, guys. Well, basically, so...
Wrap it up. It's a long video.
So that's why we fled Southern California. That's why we picked up our stuff, literally sold our place. We were just done. It was like one last event had happened, and I'm like, you know what? I am so done. I've been wanting to move forever. I've been hating living there. I was depressed. Obviously, my kids weren't doing very well there. Steve-O, you're doing okay. I don't know. You don't really complain much, though.
But
you just kind of came home and stayed home.
In your state,
Yeah, it was hard.
It was not fun because you were having a hard time. So it's never fun when
it was too many years of that.
When you're a partnership like this and somebody's one half is hurting, then both halves.
Yeah. So thank you, Steve-O, by the way.
You're welcome.
And we both have absolutely no regrets moving to Henderson. It wasn't like a fleeing away and then going, oh my God, what did we just do? It wasn't like that at all. It was, we've been wanting to move for quite a while. I had no idea he was even looking at Nevada. I was thinking Nevada, there's nothing there but desert and heat. And then, I don't know.
Desert
then I started,
what?
Desert and heat.
Oh, heat.
And then we came out here, I was like, oh, they do have trees. They do have grass. Oh. And it kind of threw me off. So I had never thought to move out to Nevada. But you know what? We chose Nevada and I have no regrets. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool place. Pretty cool. All right, guys. So that's my vlog. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have anything to say that's in a positive, supporting manner, please comment down below. If you're a troll, guess what? I just delete your comments. So I'm not going to go down. Chrissy, don't do. Chrissy, don't do. Let me just tell you. So there you go. Thank you, guys. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye. In case you're wondering, I have two cats. You normally just see Chalice the Malice. But Sierra here we call Foofy. She's pretty. And she's for looking at only. Right, Foof? She's got very pretty blue eyes if you can't see them. But then there's Chalice, the cool cat and kitten.